Johannesburg, Harare, Abuja, Kigali, Kampala, Asmara, man, and as long as you are an African, you enter Accra without any visa. That is very good Pan-Africans. We fought for that. With us today in the studio, we have a very senior gentleman in the government of the Republic of Kenya, a former member of parliament, who is charged today with making sure that we don't drink much and that you don't drink liquor which kills you. And this gentleman is no nonsense. He made a law, and that law has worked. Some countries are following it. If you don't follow it, you find your whole society has gone to Jericho. It stops in Jericho. They don't go to Jerusalem. So with us in the studio, the chairman of NACADA, he does not take any prisoners home because his room is full of prisoners. Therefore, he doesn't want extra ones. We want him to do the China way, or Malaysia, or Singapore, or Indonesia. Don't go there with cocaine. Here in Africa, we are lazy. We cry about human rights. And these human rights have spoiled our continent. Today, we hear stories coming from Mombasa. So much cocaine has been caught. Why is grounds this? Is the former MP for Naivasha, a gentleman I have known very well. I'm going to punch him for the next 1 hour. John Mututho, Chairman NACADA. Welcome to our studio.
Thank you, Dr. Masanga.
This is a Pan-African studio. We have a difference. We don't ask it, and you give information. Where people are not sure, they will send us all the numbers that are scrolling at the bottom of the screen. Please talk to us. The lovely ladies will take your call and give us your solution. We shall give it to you. So, Bwana John Mututho, Mheshimiwa.
Yes, David.
From Kenya.
Sure.
Yes,
Republic
strong man
of Kenya.
in houses.
The first administration.
Yes, I can see that. Now, give us a brief introduction.
I want to first of all appreciate Insight Africa program, and I also want to appreciate you, Dr. David Masanga.
Yes.
Because you there where Dave was really shy of.
Yes.
And
thank you.
Ready for that. Alcohol is bad. I was sacked from Parliament by my voters because I fought alcohol.
Yes.
And that was an alcohol zone. So alcohol either makes you get sacked by your employer for drinking too much.
Yes.
Or people who drink too much have a capacity
to sack you.
Yes. And I'm the first man to be sacked.
And they refused to vote him because he stopped alcohol. But this time in 2017, let's see whether you will say. But touching on 2017 and elections, let me ask you this. What is going on with IEBC?
The losers are...
Have we lost it?
No. Actually...
Have we forgotten the Krieger report?
Actually, what...
Hans Krieger, I'm punching you. Hans Krieger said what? 24 months. This body must be touched. Must have all the things ready to go. Today we have 1 month. Actually, 1 year grappling. We don't see the end. Yesterday does not like them. They will win that battle if we go to the judiciary, because the law is very clear. Tell us more, sir.
Let me tell you, there are two battles going on currently, IEBC and others burning schools.
Yes.
It's a battle of cowards.
Yes.
People who are not ready for the exams are burning classrooms.
Yes.
Because they are heavy on what I stop them from doing.
Yes.
Bangi, alcohol, and the rest of it. There are other people now who don't seem ready for the elections.
Yes.
And they are going for the referee.
Yes.
That's the worst you can do.
They are not also ready.
They are not ready.
Yes, that's why they are using an excuse.
Yeah, there is no need. All this is uncalled for. What we should be able to do, and I've been waiting to hear, and I really love your presentations.
Yes.
Have you heard any of those groups fighting IEBC telling us their agenda? What are the issues? Not on the ABC.
Yes.
Supposing them that, okay, you are the bosses.
Yes.
What will you do better for Kenyans? Are you going to have more roads? Are you going to have better health? Are you going to have a better education system? Are you going to have better control our waters? What are you going to do? What we are trying to do is trying to avoid ideologies and hide about what anything that we can hang on.
Is it the fear of the outcome that has made the opposition in Kenya? Let's be blank. You are just beating about the bush. Be blank. This is a punch place. We are not harassing anybody.
Yeah.
Is it the fear of the opposition losing in Kenya that has made them jump on the referee or striker? Because a football team...
My view is this.
Yes.
My friend, Right Honorable Raila Amolo Odinga.
Yes.
24 years ago.
Yeah.
Today. August the 2nd,
yes,
put us into a lot of agony.
Yes.
When
we had forgotten.
When he organized the abortive coup. I lost a brother there.
Yes.
I can't forget. He was victim number 50.
Yes.
He was still saying something then. What was he saying 24 years ago and was associated with that coup of 1982?
Yes.
That he couldn't when we attend the parliament as a prime minister. What ideologies could he have done and he didn't do? Now, they had 4 or 5 years to prepare their slot and prepare a vibrant opposition that would eventually take the government. They find that they cannot decide who is a called flag bearer. They can't decide.
They have principles of schools.
Yes.
Principle 1, principle 2,
the three
principles have disappeared.
Yes. These 3 principles now cannot decide on who is the flag bearer for code.
Yes.
So to buy time, so that you can have at least one vice chancellor, vice chancellor, you get they have
chairman of another chairman of the council.
Yeah, you are getting it right.
So this is what we have.
Yeah. So now they need some more time to reorganize their scope.
Yes.
But time does not allow does not allow people to do anything. In the meantime, take it or leave it. Jubilee have a candidate.
Yes.
Jubilee have
straightforward.
a deputy.
Yes.
Straightforward. Jubilee have many candidates now who are planning. Like me, I want to become governor of Nakuru.
Yes.
So we are ready.
You are fighting out with general.
So I'm waiting. Yes. On the ideology.
Was sworn in March.
Yes.
The current IEBC, their term ends in November next year. Between now and the next year, let's start the recruit the new people. Throw out the equipment. Okay. Because everybody is complaining about this equipment that collapses in the middle.
Okay.
Why don't we, as give Kenyatta up to that BC, go home peacefully with their package? They have served Kenya. Some of them say their records are being tainted when they have not even eaten chicken. So you have an election next year, 2018, in April or May. That's what we call a 5-5 strip. What do you think about that?
Sounds great, but let me tell you something. And what media has avoided to say. Is the process on for the elections next year? The answer is yes. First of all, we have a budget of 17 billion which was passed. The fact that the CEO is in court and is before committees, don't worry whether they are contradicting each other or not, does not divorce him from issuing instructions, specific instructions.
For elections.
For elections.
Okay.
Nobody has stopped the cracks in accounts, the cracks in procurement, the people who are in various committees from functioning. So as we sit, we are arguing.
Things are going on.
Things are going on.
That's what I wanted to hear. Viewers, you hear.
He's
very intelligent, not too smart. But he's very intelligent. Upstairs, he's a lawyer. He's saying the human rights law that I cannot just be pushed.
As a chairman, he has put in an arm around his building.
Yes.
You can come with Hakietu or whatever you want to, he will not get there.
Yes.
Financially, he's doing well.
Yes.
We have allowed 17 billion in his budget.
Yes.
And we have not heard of anybody resigning or quitting IEBC.
Yes.
So the people are there, the people in Teco, and the planning. Did well, and the people still carry on. So I want to tell people this, that we should rely on institutions, not individuals. Punchline will be here for many decades, long after me and you are gone.
Even if I'm gone.
Yeah, it will be here for a very long, because the institutions.
Yes.
Those ones who open the door, Those ones who run the machines, those ones who do IT will still be here and they'll be replaced. That is what the gentleman has done at IEBC. So, IEBC is not like a bishop of a church. And the church will depend on that. But even in the church, there is a hierarchy.
Yes.
And my brother, David, you know it, that in a military situation,
yes,
there's nobody who goes to war
yes,
with a captain without a lieutenant.
And at the back.
At the back.
Yes.
Because, so when the general goes to the battle and you try to engage our general, for instance, you are forgetting that he has lieutenant generals, he has major generals behind, he has colonels, he has everybody behind who are doing their thing and their stuff and what they're supposed to be doing. So this general we have in IEBC is too clever.
Well organized.
Well organized. And you can tell from where he sits, like yesterday I watched him.
Yes.
He's not shaken.
No. He finished everything on the floor. Even the co-chair had nothing to say.
And ready.
Yes.
He has set a timetable.
Yes.
Like John Mututho going to retire on February next year from any public assignment.
Yes.
And I prepare for elections. And because there's a timetable already in place.
Yes.
Now let's look at the president. The president has taken his executive position.
Yes.
Let the people sort their problem, just like me.
Yes.
My work is to deal with the changa, drugs, and everything every day.
Yes.
Well, fine. For those ones, for our viewers who are in London, changa is a spirit.
It's a spirit.
It is a spirit that is really
illicit
spirit that is lethal.
Which kills people. It is not measured on the human consumption gauge.
Yeah, like
it's beyond the normal liquor.
And recently they have added stuff on it.
Yes.
Called methanol and other substances.
Yes, which are killing.
That even if the devil, that man or woman called Lucifer, if he could come and get that stuff,
yes,
he would die.
Okay.
Now, we go back to IBC.
Yes.
If there was no budget allocation, and me I had,
yes,
and I don't know how much they have in the revised budget on that one. And to me, we are good. But having said that, I would like to tell my colleagues, my former colleagues, I cannot advise them. They know it. They are very senior. They should observe whatever is in the Constitution can only be amended through a referendum. And since it is written in plain English, let us read and understand what it is saying. This man, the monster, like the people in court would like to refer to him, is here to stay. And that man doesn't look like the type to be scared.
No.
And frightened. And since you have punched him so hard on his head,
yes,
that he has now to come, and the man in him has now come out, he will be there. So we should go by the Constitution. It was not necessary to go and harass him yesterday. Chepkonga's committee did the job. And they were responding.
They found nothing.
They were responding on Wafura's
bouquet.
Baraza.
There's another gentleman Baraza who never brought anything. Yeah. Even the Anti-Corruption Commission cleared this guy.
Yeah, so I would tell the world, we in Kenya are going to be the greatest of NEC turbulence, that if you have a flying Africa, you know, you must be a good pilot also.
There's no Katharina.
Yeah.
It's not Katharina.
No. It is never smooth in Africa.
It's not Katharina.
And I want to encourage my brother IBC boss.
Yes.
That
stick on.
I am on a similarly hot seat.
Yes.
They don't like even seeing my face because I'm national chairman for NACADA, national campaign against board.
Yes.
And I fight drugs, and I was embarrassed by my trader who is in Uganda, who put in stock in staff worth 360 million shillings the other day. Something we have always observed.
If you told him Museveni, the name of the Museveni has a different way
of dealing with it.
Yes, it's China style.
It's not a different one.
Yes.
He has a conclusive way.
A conclusive, yes.
Because
it takes you down. Some issues. He says God will sort. The angels can receive you or not.
Just what Putin says.
Yes. I will sort Syria.
He says that it is not up to him to forgive.
Yes.
But it is up to him to make sure that you go there very fast.
To conclude on it. It looks it's a done deal. these guys will stay.
These guys are on.
Yes, I saw that.
They are
because I don't see even anything that is going to change the mathematics that is seen in the committee. Because there is nothing you are going to accuse these people. All these things that they answered yesterday are very clear. If there is anything differing from what they said, the only thing that I can see is that maybe there comes a time when a country rises, you rise above and become a nation. But there is no nation when you have no guarantee that where you are going, you are not going to be prostituted like apartheid regime in South Africa. Yes. Yeah. Let them do that. Until they do that, I don't think Hassan will go.
I have very many friends in opposition, personal friends. We have done business together. I know them at personal levels. If I were to give them free advice, like the late Honorable Mututho used to say, for free, I would tell them, go and look at the institution and challenge them. Have they been able to register adequate voters to present a quorum for the next general elections? Have they made adequate arrangements for the printing of ballots? Have they made adequate arrangement for how they will run that particular thing? Challenge them on that basis. On that basis, we are not ready for elections until 2015, or no, not 2015, until May next year,
yes,
or whatever the time. Forget about the institution now, IEBC as an institution. Because these men, I keep on saying, and I want to use the word that is very clever, he has kept the institution intact. Not even his message has resigned. Not even his watchman has resigned. So the institution is running, is rolling. He has put it on autopilot.
In a good chair at the corruption committee where 2 or 3 others say, no, you go.
You go.
It looks like he has modeled his team
properly.
Because they have done something incredible.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. He's too good. He's good. And to me, I would advise my other candidates and advise all people around the world. Kenya will have their elections
in 2017.
2017. And if they don't have, they will be quoting a disaster for themselves.
Yes.
And that disaster will be to try and have opposition take over, help them take government. And I'm saying the only recourse my friend Raila has is to go and sweet talk Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta that my brother extend your term to 2 years.
Yes.
Then I do housekeeping.
I want to sort 1 or 2.
1 or 2 issues, domestic nature. Then we talk to Kenyans, both of us together, in a joint communique. We come there and try to persuade them. They will call for a referendum, we win, and then because they have to call a referendum anyway, so that we can give them the extra 2 years. And then we go and contest in 2 years' time, which means my good friend,
yes,
I would like him to have that, because he's a man who knows where he's going and whose term has been punctuated by a lot of unnecessary interference.
Yes. Actually,
including these guys whom I know you don't like too much. Those guys who are
ICC.
ICC.
Yes. No, we have very good news on that ICC issue.
Yeah.
Sudan case, they are being taken to IOM, Independent Oversight Mechanism. That is a very good step for the world, that now everybody who has complaints against them will go through my petition.
So in all fairness,
yes,
these gentlemen, the two, our bosses, Uhuru and Ruto,
yes,
the first 2 years, they were not themselves.
Yes. They spend time worrying about the court.
Worrying about the court.
Yes.
So there would be a good case
to
have them go for 2 years.
Yes.
Plus 5.
Yes.
If they win. It's just a suggestion.
Let's now switch gear. Now come to yours, real drugs.
Drugs, yeah.
Alcohol.
Yes.
Smoking.
Yes.
Unnecessary.
Yes.
Not even in my house.
Oh, sure.
You don't smoke.
Yeah, sure.
And the schools are on fire. Do we suspect any drug-related cartels, incidents, apart from the examination cartels we know, who paid money and the headmasters now have nowhere to steal the exams, and the parents who saw cases of drugs abuse, students being on drugs and they go rampage and they ban schools. Please.
Yeah, sure, David. I want to tell the world today that for you to conduct a riot, like even the demonstrations against IEBC, which you have just covered, you need to get a group of Kenyans or a group of people who are not busy or
who are on something.
On something. But like when the court people were going to attack IBC, they didn't call the pastors, because the pastors would reason and say, is it necessary? Do we have to do it this way? They did not call the diplomats. The diplomats would say, hey, wait a minute, why do we do this? Is there no better way to do it? They didn't call the judges. They didn't call the police officers. They didn't call the Catholic priests and nuns. They called a group of people who are based in Kibera and other slums, people who are desperados, on high on something, so that they can do a certain thing. I reported as NACADA chairman, and my organization NACADA reported that 5% presence of cannabis in all schools, basically all schools across Kenya. And there's one school particularly, I don't need to mention it here, that registered 100% presence of cannabis. Now, why they are banning is different from who is banning. Because even if the school wanted to ban somebody, a criminal, say a headmaster, because he wants to destroy the records, because he stole money for the school, he needs a criminal or somebody of an unstable mind to convince him that you do this. Unfortunately, cannabis is a focused drug. So if he convinces these drugs people, or the addicts, or the pushers, or whoever they are, then he has somebody who can implement the evil minds. So the banning of schools, I want to tell you in this punchline here, I know Matiang doesn't like me saying this, that the real cause could be exam leakages, could be accounts, could be hatred and power struggle within the school. But the implementers are clients of the bangi, are drug people. Because sane people will not ban where they sleep. And I tell you this, way back in 1981, there was Father Dodas, Professor Father Dodas. You ever heard of him?
Yes.
And God rest him in eternal peace. He passed on a couple of years ago. That time there wasn't so many universities, but all of us, we were in Kabete University.
Yes.
Kabete is a college. Campus. It was a college, Kabete yes. campus. And there was
a constituent of Nairobi
There was
University.
Kikuyu, then there was Kenyatta University, yes. College. And all of us were called for a riot. I want the world to listen to this. We were called and banned no Chiromo campus because everybody was failing mathematics and physiology and anatomy, where Professor Wangari Maathai, Professor Wangari Maathai, and God rest her in eternal peace, was lecturing. They wanted that one destroyed, burnt by fire. They had enough. No more mathematics, no more anatomy, no more biochem. Finish. That is the end of it. Kwisha. Because even those ones from Kenyatta and Kabete used to be brought by bus to study at Chiromo campus. So what happens? And this is very important. We are all somewhat. Anybody who would not come would be killed or also burnt. So we all came. And we started at the Great Square, and we were marching towards now to go to Chiromo. It was called Preston Service Station. Shell. Yes, opposite the university. Yes, several jerrycans. They stole. They didn't buy. And they are marching now singing Comrades Power, Comrades Power, Comrades Power. And it was a big move. The police, which is just across the road. Yeah. Professor Father Dodas shot up, came in front, and raised his hands. Like this. Stop everyone. I must address you. People started calling him CIA. Others called him more man of things. They said, look, you can call me, insult me the way you want, but I'm the one who addresses you first time when you come here. There is a course done by all students called How to Study. Then it does not constitute your marks, but it's the first test you have at the University of Nairobi that time. I don't know how they do it today. And so how to study. Oh, they argued, Mwandawiro and all these others. They argued, eventually said, okay, let's hear what he wants to say. Says, yes. He was given the microphone now. And the jerrycans are here in front of him. You can see. There will be fire in Chiromo. He says, Chiromo, because me, I'm double PhD, philosophy and religious studies. Hey, power, comrade, hey! He supports. Yes, because me have nothing to do with it. There's no mathematics when I'm doing philosophy
Yes.
or these things.
Yes.
But I have two requests. Number one request is that when you get there to ban, don't give the power to fry to those insects. ISIPE used to be there. You know ISIPE? International Center for Entomology.
Yeah.
They used to be there. Don't give them the power to fly, because you people, scientists, have bred them, and they have big amounts. They can chew the granaries. They will fly to go and destroy your grandmothers. Don't give them the power to fly.
Yeah.
Let us strike that deal.
Yes.
Please don't do that one. Agreed? Yeah, bas. Number two request, there is a microscope there, which is the only one available in Africa. Few students who are in Rwanda, who are in South Africa, who are in Cairo and other places rely on that scientific microscope to do certain things that I don't understand because I'm not a scientist. Please don't destroy that one. By the way, I thought you people are men enough. Why don't you go and fight the lecturers who are bad? What has the building got to do with the
course?
With the course. Leave the petrol here. Go hunt for the lecturers. Teach them a lesson. We can still use it for philosophy, the professors. But the professors are taken off. That is how the strike was averted.
Yes.
Now, supposing they were on cannabis, supposing on drugs, they would not have reason to profess further orders. That's the point I'm trying to say. That we may try to hide. Matiang and his group may try to hide. But you need the madmen to come and implement satanic missions, like coming to ban a whole dormitory, like they did in my former secondary school, Mikina Secondary School, twice. You need satanic forces. You need people who are not sane enough. And that is that's my take on that.
Yes.
And the better. The other thing I want to tell you, and I want to warn the drug peddlers and the pushers, you're also time bad, just like the people who are in opposition. You thought that you can influence elections, you thought that you can influence decisions by government by coming to do criminal activities. Instead, you'll be destroyed. And I'm for total destruction.
I talk about that. I've visited Mombasa and I've heard you've done very well.
Yes.
You blew up a very serious syndicate.
And
several things.
And it's not yet. Most of them are going to be paupers.
Yes. No money for elections.
No money for elections.
Are you sure?
Even the shipper who brought that cocaine here.
Yes.
When you meet our brother Museveni, tell him we all go look for that ship.
No, if
it should be brought, whether it is empty or not.
No, you just next tell time the name of the man who imported.
Yes, and then he's dealt with.
No, they will send it to heaven.
Yeah.
You know, Museveni tells you he doesn't have much time to waste on a drug dealer, a rebel.
Yeah.
If he finds you a rebel opposing him on his power, he doesn't have. That's why most people have watched Besigye endure. I don't know what type of brain he has. He's endured. But he doesn't like people to talk about, one, his power, two, drugs, poaching. You know, with poachers, he told you Nanyuki that he sends them to heaven. They are sorted out there in heaven. Yes.
I think sometimes it's good to look at the leaders and look at their behavior. When George William Bush was handing over power, there's a statement he did say, I've given the most comprehensive handing over a report that any head of state in America, any president has done. But there are one or two things I would like to tell you. One of them is that you should consult the dictators in Africa. There are certain things that Africans know how to do. An African requires a strong man.
Yes. And that is why Ethiopia, there's nothing like a drug. They catch you don't know what
ate you.
In Rwanda, the same.
We are getting there, but in a more stylish way. We are going to have
in a stylish way.
Nakada have courts there. We try you within 24 hours.
And sentence you.
Sentence you.
Yes.
And properly. And the appeal court will also be there for you to appeal.
Yes.
And you'll be convicted again. And all the property after the pussycat you own will go.
Yes.
And going by that, looking at the mood of my president, going by the mood of the deputy, going by the mood of the chiefs at Harambe House, the general and all the others, that will happen. So,
I think
so you may not get a firing squad.
Yes.
But you will die a very poor person. And your family, and anybody who touched that.
And publicizing the name in the newspaper.
Yes. And you look at
a drug dealer.
And you need to
it's
look.
more shameful.
And you need to look at the AG's chamber. You need to look at the AG chamber.
Yes.
And look at how they are preparing now.
Yes.
Asset recovery.
Yes.
Then you understand. Next time you see drugs, run away. Kimbia.
Park and the ship. Let's come back. Let's bring the subject to people killing. Somebody cutting a wife because he has not produced. A husband is also stabbed by a younger woman. You saw that incident. Court acquits a girl because they say he just smoked this thing to relax her brain, her mind. Do you have obstacles on your job?
Very serious obstacles. Number one obstacle is that you are not sure whom you are dealing with. Mm-hmm. You are never sure in any particular day whom you are dealing with. Like when you are dealing with the likes of Maderi, a self-confessed killer who comfortably walks home, then you don't know whom you're dealing with. Mm-hmm. Honestly, you don't know what the SWAT expects out of you. The whole essence of having laws, and I have made several, is that people follow them, and they are debated, and there's another way of doing things. Now, this person who decides to slash the wife, I look at it in two perspectives. First of all, he is out of a burden. It's a burden to her. And that's not a good excuse. They should work together. Help the lady. If they can't conceive, let it be. Shauri ya Mungu. We just love is your wife. And don't even go and get another one.
Yes.
Just love her up until both of you.
African tradition allows the sister to come.
Yeah, that's a lot. Yeah, that's a good tradition.
Agreeable. Those days, those
are local arrangements. Just like I told you that my friend,
negotiated
arrangement. Just like I told you that my friend Raira should go and negotiate with Uhuru.
Yes,
quite. We wasted 2 years of your leadership.
Yes,
2 years. Why don't you
extend
to 2 years? Then we shall contest with you.
Yes.
We call for a referendum
when we are ready.
When we are ready.
Yes.
But right now, let us not bother IBC.
Yes.
So these things are bad, but they are not only here. Let me comfort you. I looked at Florida, and there is a drug there which I don't want to mention much here because I don't want these mad people to go.
We don't want to publicize it.
Yeah, publicize it.
Yes, publicity for drugs is not allowed here.
Victims kill. Victims kill. And then they go for the heart and eat the heart. I've seen it in the videos, very gastric. So these madmen are distributed all around the world. What can we do, we in Kenya? First and foremost is to make sure the dozen or so who are doing, who are drug barons in Kenya are put where they belong. And we would transfer them to Museveni to use the East African justice system. Or China. Because they have exported some to China and say, now this is your client.
Yes.
Then from there they can speak Chinese.
Yes.
And all of us can now talk about that in heaven. And when we are all there and say, okay, all we did, we referred them to what the action is. Yes. But in the meantime, they are poor. They don't work. So those are the ways forward. Way forward. And let me tell you also, Kenya is the only country with very good laws in alcohol. Kenya is the only country where you have a very progressive anti-narcotics law. But Kenya is also the only country where the people who are supposed to be doing that is a problem.
The courts don't give you a lot of support.
Yes, and the police decide to destroy the exhibits, and knowing that the courts have to rely on the exhibits.
Yes.
Like when you come and pour changa, there is a procedure, standard procedure in dealing with an exhibit. Call a magistrate, so that that exhibit is recorded. But when you pour now, how do you expect prosecution to
you? The man will say which one you found me with water.
Yeah, if you have poured 1 million liters of alcohol and you never bother to call a local magistrate there to certify, what are you trying to say? That you have acquitted the guy already, and I think that is a problem. And the same thing that brings us back to point number one: are we sane enough to read our laws and our constitution to know what they are saying? What they are saying is IBC is here to stay. What the laws are saying is that those people who will be caught with drugs, they will lose all their property. So what makes us not go for that ship that brought that
Ugandan
yes
merchandise?
And let's even forget about Uganda. Ugandans, we don't do it for free. We don't do it complimentary. Why they pay us fees here and as charges so that we take care of their goods. So the Ugandans
will pay the fees.
They'll pay the fees.
Yes, handling fees.
Oh, fees.
Yes.
It's up to us
yes.
to remove the cockroaches.
Yes, and
test them. Yeah.
Support. Mheshimiwa John Mututho. We have a problem north of our border.
Yes.
Sudan.
Yes.
South Sudan.
Yes.
This gentleman stayed in most of our places. They even have Ugandan passports, VIP passports, and other, many other things. They have, we give them hospitality when they needed it. In the Ivasha agreement, which is your constituency, Hamad Best agreement.
Yes.
These guys all of them look paranoid. Both of them, both sides. Look, let me tell you, I've been there. I solved one of the worst conflicts in Africa between the Lord Resistance Army of Konyi and Museveni. I was one of the chief negotiators. Era the chief negotiator, the only one in the world. This is the one called Dr. Masanga, who went and looked for Konyi and put him on table. Dr. Riaka was my chief mediator. Salva Kiir was the back of the agreement. So when I talk from this point, I have authority over how Sudan was formed without me crossing the over 20 to 70,000 troops from Eastern Equatoria to Western Equatoria. There would be no Sudan. I hammered that agreement. I honored it. I crossed over 70,000 LRA combatants across River Nile for 3 weeks under cessation of hostility agreement, so that we can create Southern Sudan corridor, leave the road, because buses were being blown on that road.
Sure.
Look, these gentlemen have annoyed me, both of them. You talk to them today, they say Bukura, Bukura, Bukura. Bukura in Arabic means tomorrow. Tomorrow, Bukura, Bukura, Batanga, Bukura. Yeah. You see, the civilians that are being killed in Sudan, crossfire, those who are caught between the Riyak forces and Salva Kiir forces. This is a pain for everybody in Africa, a pain for Shupman, a pain for AU, IGAD, a pain for Kenya that has worked so hard to get this agreement done. What do you think of the current situation in Southern Sudan? What do we do to make sure that there is peace, stability? Sudan is a member of the East African Community. What sanctions do we put on both the leaders at the moment? Because they need serious targeted sanctions so that not be flying into Nairobi when they have killed their maiming civilians. They cannot do this.
And who are Kenyans, by the way?
There are Kenyans also trapped there. And this cannot happen. We cannot go on. Some of us are very upset about this, that we cannot go on having in the same country. We build a peace process. IGAD puts a peace process. They don't honor it. They want now to kill each other, then remain with nothing. What do you think about it?
I support you 100%. Or rather, what I think is that none of them is right. It's time for them to wind up and go. And these ones are
to go.
Because they have reached as a point of saturation of logic.
Yes, there's no point. The point of no return.
No return. They cannot.
Hakuna faida.
Hakuna faida. These guys trying to bring logic to them.
Yes.
They have no space in their big brains to accommodate any meaningful peace arrangement, any meaningful human rights advocacy. They don't have that space. So we now have fresh group, whether they are old or young, just like they did with Nigeria.
Rawlings.
Yes.
Ghana. You swept a champong.
This time, enough is enough. And then have a sane group of people who are leaders.
He swept the rest.
Yes, so that we...
Ghana has stabilized.
Yeah, now that's the only way. Because as long as you are dogged by power, you look at your friend like you can do better, and you don't want to wait for the electoral process. As long as you want to convert South Sudan to Kenya overnight, and now you want to use the highways here in Kenya, you have your wife and your small wives and your family in very nice to carry on your cross. So what you did is commendable, and you have done other things, Dr. David. This time around, I will challenge you also. Get the like minds. It's time for the two of them to go.
Yes.
Let them go.
I think that's the direction.
Yeah, because
we have had enough.
Yes, simply both of them cannot steer that country to prosperity.
Yes, because we cannot, Kenya and Uganda and Ethiopia and other countries that are surrounding these countries should come up with a very tough, targeted sanctions. For us to allow a contingent of RIAC to arrive here,
by the way,
stay in the hotel, and they take the taxpayers' money, negotiating, and then they don't come. When they go back, they start fighting. Salva Kiir arrives here because he's recognized as the president of Southern Sudan, given all the motorcade. He goes back, he starts, mutilating the same agreement. I think President Kenyatta, Foreign Affairs Minister, people have advised, and you are watching, wherever you have this clip, people have had enough. Calling the UN. I think, to me, that looks like UN can only save the situation. It cannot.
And I want to tell you, not far from Sudan,
yes,
it also happened during the time of Moses.
Yes.
God sent Moses to come and move Israelites from not far from where these guys are. And for 40 years they were arguing the legality of it and how it's going to be done, the mechanism, although Lord has given him 10 commandments. And Moses gave up one time and even broke the 10 commandments. And the Lord took a decision. And Joshua was appointed. That leadership came to naught. If you look, not far from where we are. So what we are saying is not new. There comes a point when you have really to overhaul the whole system. Yes. Because there's nothing that can be more cardinal.
Yes. We cannot keep on calling these people to our system. Our capital in Kampala, in Kenya, in Nairobi, they wear suits, they go back, then they start killing civilians in the middle. And yet this, let me tell you this, John, the people react. There's a time when I said I was not going to go to the bush to look for Konyi. Riak said, if you don't go, you leave now. And I had debated from 8 o'clock the previous day throughout the night, negotiating. All of us, Chisano, everybody, we are tired. The plane was waiting, helicopter was waiting at 8 o'clock. Armed men behind me say, you have to get on the plane. I went in the helicopter, sleeping. I don't like helicopters, especially going through Garamba Park. Sleeping until I arrived. I had to walk 40 miles extra. No wonder my back is even having now problems. I have to walk extra miles. Look at that, John, to get to Konyi to bring him back. Riak said, if you don't come with him, you are done. So Dr. Riak Machar, on the question of Southern Sudan, that people have had enough.
Yeah, now he better return, come to Kenya. Yes. Enjoys the beaches. Yes. He enjoys the hotels.
He has houses.
He has houses. Families.
Yes.
Who knows?
Yes. Uncoordinated families.
Yes. So, and I just told you.
Yes.
He may wish to ignore that, but not far from where he is.
Yes. Is what God did.
God did exactly that. Because he gave 10 very cardinal rules called 10 commandments. And when they could not be followed, eventually said your leadership is beyond fixing. The leadership of Moses is beyond fixing. Okay. So Joshua takes over. So I'm calling for Joshua.
He's
to be
going to
appointed.
come.
Yeah.
Calling for Joshua, it might be Trump. Is Joshua? What do you think? Because this is the next question I'm asking
Trump.
about the United States elections. This is
You can't compare
the election
because
it could sort of us the Riaka Machar syndrome.
Joshua came
Yes.
with clean hands.
Yes.
Trump comes with
several things.
He has already done it the way that stupid man, the hopeless guy who slashed a woman.
Yes.
He started by insulting women.
Yes.
He has insulted immigrants.
Yes.
He has insulted Africans.
Muslims.
He has insulted the Muslims. So his hands are dirty. So he can never be Joshua. Trump would be a disaster. It's just like trying to train one hyena who happened to have gone to Oxford University.
Yes.
To become the chief shepherd
of the hyenas.
of the sheep.
Of the sheep. Oh,
Because
it will eat.
it will eat.
Yes.
And it will start with the offspring, so that there will be no
Now, John, we are about to come to, we always give our guests the final moment. You are interested in contesting for the Nakuru County governorship. I would not leave you to get out of this studio without leaving us a clip which we shall send you to send to your constituents, those listening in Nakuru. Your aspirant governor is here. So we give you good 5 minutes. Enjoy the camera.
I love that. I want to tell Nakuru people first and foremost that being a governor is not like being a commandant of a certain forces. Being governor, a lecture on how to become a chick. An egg just requires moisture and temperature. Right moisture and temperature. Then it's up to the egg to develop into a chick, and then the chick to a hen, and so forth. 12 billion shillings is what is the budget for Nakuru. 12 billion shillings, if you look against the background of 2 million people, then per capita allocation automatically comes to 6,000 shillings per person. That's per capita. So if you take the amount of money that's coming to Nakuru, David, it is 6,000 shillings to every person. That is enough that's what's meant for roads, that's what's meant for hospital and everything. And that would work out to be 500 shillings only per month. That is what Kinodi Mbugua, the governor, failed to realize. That what his exact role was to give an enabling environment for investment. I want to tell Nakuru people this, and better reason to me. This is my strategy. One, I deal with everybody and do what is called social transformation. Social transformation agenda is my blueprint. And economic empowerment. Social transformation means that by the time I am through with you, the hawker will be a shopkeeper, a small shopkeeper. And the small shopkeeper becomes a wholesaler, and the teacher becomes a school owner, and the people who are now specializing in IT are already running call centers. How do I do that? Very basic, and I won't talk about it here because I don't believe any of my competitors has the capacity to be able to implement it. Let's look at our wish list as Nakuru people. It could be running to say 100 billion shillings. Wish list is, John Mututho would like to do a small factory costing about 100 million. Mama Mboga would like to have 5,000 shillings to come and buy vegetables. Somebody could like to buy a new bus because the one they have is always having engine problems. That wish list. I get a consortium of partners, banks like Cooperative Bank, Equity, Standard Chartered, all these KCB, and other international people. They come and put their money in one basket. How do you do that? By guaranteeing governance and that there will be no corruption. And that the people who are going to benefit from those monies are people who have been properly trained to come and do an economic empowerment. Now, with that, you come on and insure the money. And that is where the county government money is spent. You insure that, then train your people, and that is called the social transformation. with an economic empowerment agenda. That is what I want to do for Nakuru people. Yeah. I don't want to discuss agriculture because that will take me 3 hours. Yeah. I don't want to discuss about transport. I don't want to discuss the plight of homeless.
Your theme is hinged on social transformation of the people of Nakuru, upgrade their roads, upgrade their education, upgrade marketing, upgrade their markets for their products.
Clear garbage in the streets. So
yes.
that me and you, David, you know we love good life.
Yes, yes. And Nakuru has, we call it the nexus. Is it nexus?
Yes.
Las Vegas.
Las Vegas.
Las Vegas of Kenya.
Of Kenya.
It has over 50 nightclubs.
You see, right now,
good life.
Right now the flamingos have run away because they don't. You know, they are
people have encroached on the sea. How can the flamingo?
They have even put their shit there.
Yes.
So they ran away.
Yes.
So we bring back sanity. We clean the town.
Yes.
So that me and you.
It used to be one of the cleanest town in
East Africa. Me and you can have coffee.
Yes.
Outside one of the big hotels without any dust, no smoke, no noise. And we're enjoying,
yes,
and punching Africa.
Yes,
that's my dream.
I like that, punching Africa. Yes.
So we look at it that the men who delivered milk in the morning did not use a donkey, because even Jesus used a donkey.
Yes,
things have changed from that time.
Yes,
but it's brought in good trucks. Yes. It's very healthy milk.
Yes,
that when you take a glass of milk,
yes,
you love it.
Yes.
I look at somebody who is going to school. He's not waiting for bursary,
yes,
but rather for scholarship,
yes,
because he is qualified to go to the best university,
yeah,
in the world,
yeah,
and they can afford the school fees.
We
do, when you take water, it doesn't have to be mineral water. It's tap water, because the systems are so clean, so clear, that you don't have a problem. You look at air pollution, lower than London. That's what we are looking at. That is my Nakuru. And Nakuru was the cleanest town in Africa and in East Africa.
Yes.
Nakuru has maintained as the fast growing town in Africa up until now, and in Kenya in particular. All we need is planning. We need a manager. We need somebody like John Mututho, who has been to over 74 countries.
Yes, in the world.
In the world, who has spent 21 years in the universities,
yes, studying
all manner of things. Somebody who says categorically no to drugs,
yes,
no to alcohol, and more importantly, who believes in law and order. That is my Nakuru. The Nakuru of flamingos, and flamingos take pink, the color of clarity.
Yes.
That is what in air.
The good ownership pie.
Ownership pie, all those. Nakuru now becomes a place where people would miss my Nakuru.
Yes.
And that is why I'll be seeking to be a governor of Nakuru. Not to come and swindle, not to come and intimidate hawkers,
yes,
and do serious economic empowerment.
Not yet. Viewers, you have heard it all yourselves. Social transformation is the pillar of his manifesto. Nakuru has a background of all the things, the infrastructure. It is only, you need an uplift. Those who might not know what social transformation is to uplift the current face, change.
Yeah.
If there is garbage, remove it. If you are using a donkey, like Jesus called for a donkey that has never done any work, go ye ahead, bring that donkey. Loans, which are cooperative loans, and he is ready to bring in that type of people who can lend money to cooperative farmers, milk farmers, deliver that milk. A place without alcohol, drugs, too much alcohol, crime, less crime. There is environment for people to come and run away from Nairobi for the most of the other things of the weeks. When you have work runs in Nakuru, will you leave your heart with your best half, or with your family, or with your wife? He needs that type of Nakuru, where hotels were the best, accommodation was the best. That is what John Mututho, the man who brought the law that made people drink less and obey the laws of how to drink and how to judge. Don't try it when he's near you. Whether he's in his civilian car, he will follow you until John. Look at that. These are the type of things in Africa. Riakamacha, listen to us under Salva Kiir. People are fed up in Africa. People are fed up. Why do you keep on running to us when we have actually given in what we can give, including our own passports that every generals are using? When you go on the plane, you find them with passports. Uganda, when I don't even have a VIP passport. Hello, let's put embargo on these people. President Museveni, you are watching. Why should they have our... Then they are making the place uninhabitable, killing civilians. Embargo them. Put an embargo, targeted sanctions, so that some people can feel the pinch and we see where they can go. Sudan is a landlocked country. Where will you go? You will have to pass through Kenya. We shall intercept you. You have to pass through Uganda. You will be intercepted. Hello, wake up, make peace. We have had enough. We've given you what you want. Lastly, IEBC. Oh my God, we are on for the elections. John Mututho activities.
Inactivity, correct.
Thank you very much. He has answered one of my lingering questions. All over, whenever I go outside, the people ask me what is going to happen. But I'm glad to hear that activities of IEBC are on. Those who thought that they will stop, they have not achieved. The offices are functioning. Not even a single clerical officer in Bondo, in Laikipia, in Mombasa, in Wanjiru has resigned. These officers are working. Therefore, you telling them what wrong they did, whether they stole an election, ballot papers and gave them to one candidate, those are some of the things we are looking for. Public perception. It is very difficult to find someone to behave like Caesar's wife. Hello, do you remember Caesar's wife? Those who have read books like Mututho, you remember Caesar's wife?
Yeah.
People expected Caesar's wife to behave so well. You remember?
Beyond reproach.
Yes,
yeah.
Beyond, but it is difficult. If you have lost an election, admit now that you have gone to National Democratic Convention. Many of the opposition leaders were there. They saw how even delegates buy seats. How many people in Kenya buy seats for their president? They expect money from the president, make a rally. Let's change our politics as Africa. This station is for Pan-Africanism. We discuss particular countries because we have found ourselves, we are in Kenya anyway. We have to discuss most of the things that are sampled on African continent. Ghana, I know you have had the same problems of what Kenya had on Electoral Commission, but you resolved them. Here we are, we shall come to see how far you have gone with your preparations for elections. I want to thank my guest this afternoon, the chairman of NACADA, the non-speaking, no-nonsense man.
Yes.
Don't bring drugs in Kenya.
We'll destroy you before you destroy the drugs.
They don't bring them on sea.
Or the plane.
Take them back to where they came from.
Yeah.
Or on the plane to enter here. Don't misuse the visa. Don't. Every time we wake up in the morning, we see headlines of cocaine intercepted at Jomo Kenyatta Airport. Hello, where is it coming from? Take it back. Mr. Mututho is watching. NACADA will smash you, blow your ship of billions of dollars. It will go. 5 times the ships have gone down. We are going to do on this one, all drugs. Kenya, they are looking for you. They want you to come and tell them how you imported drugs instead of sugar. This program, this television station, Inside Africa, is for Africa, with Africa, from Africa. Thank you, John Mututho.
My pleasure.
Thanks.
My pleasure.
Welcome. We wish you good governorship.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. Hey.